I'm GW Pomacher.
I'm Dina Marie.
I'm Sage Ia.
I'm Thomas Carter Rochester.
Hey, I'm David Thompson.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Mia.
Hi, I'm Mark.
Hey there, this is Dave Adams.
Hi, I'm Rosemary Rose.
Jerome Conner here.
Hey guys, it's Josh Bauer.
It's Willow Schuyler.
I'm Cosplay Michael.
I'm Brava.
It's your boy Country.
I'm Ryan Permison.
And I'd like to ask you guys,
please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please
subscribe.
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 Please subscribe to HWWS
Web TV.
Great bunch of people.
And don't forget to smash the bell.
Ring that bell.
Smash that bell.
Hit that bell.
Hit the bell to be notified.
Hit the bell to get notified of new shows
and videos.
You're going to want to do that, so do that soon. So we can cross that 20,000 mark.
And get us to 100,000 subscribers.
To 1 million, and 10 million, and 100 million.
On HWWS.
Web TV.
You'll really like it. I guarantee it.
Thank you. Might be a good idea to get this stupid picture off my face. Hello, everybody! Hey, happy Friday! Happy Friday! Happy Friday! Thank God it's Friday! How everybody doing? I am Mark B. Lee. I am your host for Mark Knows Everybody. And like I say each and every week, we kind of focus on my friends, people that I know that I think are just absolutely fabulous, that has an incredible career, even hobbies. Incredible personalities. When I first put the word out that I want to start at a show such as this, I said, look, anybody want to be on, anybody want to be interviewed by me, please come on. And I'll be glad. And then it just blew up. I'm like, oh my God, it made me have to do 2 people times 2 shows a week. And those aren't my only shows. Okay. So I do Classic Television Smackdown with 2 fabulous co-hosts, Rosemary and Jerome Conner. I do Saturday morning cartoons at 9 a.m. with the same 2 fabulous co-hosts. But I wanted to focus on my friends. This is not a show about cartoons or classic television. It's a show about them. And believe it or not, this is episode 3. I have episode 4 tomorrow afternoon at 12 noon. You're going to want to see. And I have episode 5 on Friday and on Wednesday. And I have episode 6 on Friday. I have no life. All I'm doing is preparing for shows now all week long after work. You know, this is getting absolutely ridiculous. But like I said before, I am Mark B. Lee. And I am the curator of this show called Mark Knows Everybody. And it's not a pompous title. I was actually awarded that title by the fans. They kept saying, man, you know everybody. Well, not necessarily. I know people. I know a few people, but there are people there that I just, hey, Brady, good to see you, buddy boy. It's just people such as Brady right here. You know, I just happen to know people. I just a friendly guy. We have yet another incredible show. If I keep knocking home runs out of the park, man, it's going to make everyone who comes in behind the next person really, really sad, because it's like, oh my God, that person was incredible. How am I going to top that? Which my last guest, Jack Eaton, did, because I had Dion and John Didona, who are performers for Phantasmagoria, had a fantastic episode with some clips, some trailers and video that I showed, and interviewing them. And then Jack came on after that. As soon as I introduced him and brought him up, the first thing came out of his mouth is, and I'm supposed to follow back? This is the chance for my friends to promote themselves, okay? I'm going to ask you some very personal and some very tough questions. Be honest and fair, because people will remember this broadcast of you. And the positive thing about it is that they're going to want to go and seek you out. If you have anything to promote, anything you want to talk about outside of the answers to the questions that I'm going to ask, please, I'm not going to remember everything there is about you. So you're just going to have to basically remind me and say, oh yeah, Mark, by the way, I'm showing a live webcast of me, taking a bath tonight. If anybody is interested, just go to my Facebook page, and you can see my big feet, my big butt, and all that kind of stuff, and my little boobs, whatever. So just come on. What do you mean afternoon? Afternoon, Mark. Charlie, what the hell are you talking about? Elaborate. Okay, so this will be guest number 5. Yeah, I'm doing the math in my head. Actually, technically, it's guest number 6, because Dion and John came on at the same time as one set of guests, but it was 2 of them. So technically, this beautiful young lady that I'm about to bring up is guest number 6, believe it or not. And we got a lot of hit. Well, no, that doesn't sound right. It's only 4:30. Oh, right. I forgot, Charles. You're in Las Vegas. Yes, you're in Nevada. Welcome again, Charlie. I totally forgot where you live, buddy boy, over there in Vegas. Hey, Charles, 27 black. 27 black. Okay, anyway, so this young lady that I'm about to bring out to you is incredible. I just love her hair. I used to think she only had one eye, because she used to keep her luscious imitation red hair covered over her. That's the right. No, yes, her right eye. And I always thought she just didn't have an eye there, and she kept her hair, covered there. She is fun. I met her at a con. She's wonderful. She has an exotic look about her that I'm really attracted to, but she's married, but that's okay. There is no other coast, knucklehead, and that's the left coast too, by the way. We're on the correct coast. Whatever. You have no coast. What am I talking about? You're in Nevada, knucklehead. Look what you did with your wizardry way. Hansi Oppenheimer, okay? No relation to the person that invented the bomb. Actually, she could be. I have to ask her about that, because she is an explosive individual. Oppenheimer, Hansi. Let me read a bio. She's an independent filmmaker from New York City. Her work focuses on fandom, pop culture, and creative subcultures. I guess she studies mole men. I don't know. She created and leads the Squeed Project. Yes, I said it. Squeed Project, a media production company that creates films, panels, and entertainment coverage. Her company organizes events, panels, and screenings at comic conventions and in libraries and classrooms that educate and celebrate pop culture studies while promoting and supporting the work of other creators. So, ladies and gentlemen, from the Squeed, I sound like a pig. From the Squeed Project, let's bring up Hansi. Look what you started, girl. How you doing, baby?
Great. How are you doing? You sound like you're having a good time tonight.
Squeed! No, this is me. I usually start drinking on Friday nights, but I forgot my beer. How stupid can that be, Oh, I had a long meeting today. I headed right home. I'm supposed to be headed for the supermarket to get me my 6-pack. A 6-pack to me lasts a week. Okay, so that's just how much I drink
every night.
I need it, don't you? Don't you think I need it? How you doing, baby?
Oh,
can you hear me?
Need it.
Okay.
I'm doing good. Yeah. Is it good on your side?
Yeah, I don't know if we have a delay or not.
Still?
Can you hear me? Hansi?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, well, respond! Yes, there is a delay. And you know why there's a delay, Hansi, is because you're up in New York City, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I went on and did the intro of yourself based on a bio that you sent me. But, all bio crap is all bull crap. I want to hear about the real you. What is it about you that you can explain to my audience of what it is you do and who you are other than Mark's friend?
I do stuff that people tell me I can't do. Yeah.
Okay.
I just
Okay, keep going.
I just finished a documentary about Joe R. Lansdale, and I'm distributing it myself right now. It's sort of like artisan filmmaking, a small batch. So.
Okay, stop. Do you want to show? You sent me a clip on that. Do you want to start off with that?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Do you have the...
I sure do. All you need to do is watch me. Just watch me.
Okay.
Yes, just watch me. Okay, folks, this is part of the Squee Project. Hansi has given me something to show you guys. So for about a minute and 12 seconds, whatever, take a look at this.
Don't fuck with Joe Lansdale.
He's a great writer who can kill you not only with words, but with his hands.
The most well-known unknown author.
Joe R. Mother Lansdale.
Joe Lansdale is a genre unto himself.
Joe's unique contribution to popular culture is clearly the Hap and Leonard mystery series. But I would say it's so hard to pick a favorite work, The Magic Wagon.
Bubba Hotep.
Drive-In.
I'm maybe the only person who ever did a Tarzan novel with Edgar Rice Burroughs.
Joe Lansdale doesn't give about your expectations about what a mystery novel should be, or a thriller novel, or a horror novel, or a Victorian science fiction novel.
When I was trying to come up with stories, my wife would make the least healthy popcorn ever made in the universe. It would give me weird nightmares. I'd get up the next morning and write them, and it was always a story I could write in one day and I'd sell them. Every one of them.
He's like the old guy on the porch who says, sit on back and I'll tell you a story, but also the old guy has already done some mescaline.
You've had one crazy life, Joe.
I had an interesting one.
If you've read Joe Lansdale, you love Joe Lansdale.
Joe can actually kick somebody's ass. He'll take you out.
Ooh, very good. That is something I want to see. So tell me a little bit about this documentary that you directed.
I did everything except edit. And not for lack of trying. It's been a 2-year experiment to try to, get the film out. I looked at distributors. I wasn't happy with the deals they were offering, although I do understand other filmmakers. You're so tired when you finish a film, you just want somebody else to take it. But I decided I wanted to make my money back that I invested. So I'm selling the DVD myself. And, maybe once I make my money back on the film, I'll let Hulu or one of those guys have it. But I don't see a way to get them to pay what I invested in it up front.
Well, obviously, we have people who've never seen this before, including myself, who's seeing it through me right now through this broadcast. Thanks to you for delivering. And who knows, you may get someone knocking at your door after seeing this broadcast, seeing this interview, and saying, "What do you need?" When you love just people to say, "Here's a blank check. What do you need?"
Yeah. Well,
so how did you meet? Go ahead, Hansi.
The film is like an hour long because I was thinking more like educational library distribution, but there's 90 minutes of extra footage and features on, so it's like 2.5 hours. So actually, if I had someone who wanted to invest in re-editing it into a 9-minute feature, we could do that. I'm just, after 2 years, I'm just ready to move it to the next stage.
Well, don't make it sound like you're giving up on this, because we haven't even seen it. Okay.
I'm not.
Okay. Well, we're ready to take a look at it in its entirety, and of course, any friends that I may have that can assist, I'm sure that you guys can find Hansi on her Facebook page at least, and drop her a line or get to her through me somehow if you can't find her. What made you want to be a filmmaker? How did this happen? When did this happen? Okay.
I think, well, I always wanted to entertain. You know, I was one of those kids who's always put on plays. I figured out how to cut my classes in grammar school if I went and did puppet shows for the kindergarten kids. So I've always been an entertainer, and my dad worked for CBS, and my mom ran a prop shop. So I kind of grew up, very aware of pop culture. And then I was mostly making art, fine art, sculptures and stuff. And then I started adding video back in the 80s. And then, actually, it was Super 8. And then eventually they started to look like films and not experiments.
Well, it seems like you're off to a good start. Is this, in fact, your first production so far?
It's the first one of my films that I've distributed. I had a feature that there was, didn't go my way and got taken away from me, but this is what that would look like if I had directed it. I have a very specific style, and I like it. It might not work for everyone, but it's true to my voice.
I see a little bit of Tarantino in this cut. Was it actually, delivered or executed as a Tarantino style film?
No, not at all. It's very much like, it's really like a fan film. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Joe Lansdale and have been since the 80s. So it was an opportunity to spend time with him and ask him about all the books I've read of his. And he was so nice. He just let me, ask questions and shoot. And his family was wonderfully supportive. And everyone I met who were fans of his have been really great. So, sometimes you just fall into this great situation, and it was just a great opportunity.
Excellent. So is anything coming up after this? We're going to get into your personal life in a minute, but I want to hear more of this business end here. Do you have anything coming up next? Even though I know you're trying to go ahead and market this film that you did, is there anything on the back burner?
I have a couple of ideas for films, but this is kind of my test film to see if I can actually make a living doing this and not having to have a part-time job. So I'll let you know once I figure out how to do my books.
Have you tapped into any experienced filmmakers yet?
Have I? What do you mean?
Well, any other filmmakers you may know, have you asked for advice from them? Have you gotten any?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's the people in the film. I mean, there's Bruce Campbell's in the film, Joe Hill's in the film, Mick Garris, Don Coscarelli, Nick Tamici. I got to talk to a whole bunch of people for the film.
Wow, that's excellent. So you did tap into your sources, and I'm sure that with dropping those names here may bring another interest to people who probably didn't think, oh, well, I don't know who's in it. Well, you've just given out names as to who's in it so they can actually see what part they're playing in this. And I don't want you to reveal any of it because it only gives people an opportunity just by knowing the name to actually purchase it and then be surprised at what they see. So you're in New York City. And as someone who was brought up and born in a big city, which is Baltimore, Maryland for me, but then moved down to the South, and I'm in a sleepy little town outside of Orlando. How do you feel about living and working in New York?
I think most New Yorkers are very conflicted about New York. On the one hand, I can get sushi at 3 a.m. On the other hand, there's a hell of a lot of people and it's really crowded and people, do really stupid shit. It's got both those things. But, it's kind of what I'm used to. I did live in LA for 7 years, but...
oh, okay.
And I loved it. I tried to convince the rest of the family to move out. Nobody did. So I had to come back to the East Coast because my kid's here, my husband's here, my grandkids here.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of parental units, shall I say, want to be close to their offspring. So I can understand that as well. Let me ask you, in this story here, since I'm focusing a lot on the Lansdale story right now, did you literally take me to the process? You had an idea, you had to sit down and write that idea out in terms of what did I touch? What did I do? What happened? What happened? Well, oh. So are you saying you had no script?
Yeah, no script. I made the mistake on the shorts I did on Fangirls, the 2 episodes on cosplay and one's on the term fangirl. I did these 2 shorts because I was working with an editor for a year. We wrote an 80-page script, and at the last minute he said, I didn't do anything, sorry. I'll send you a drive. So
yeah,
I don't see the point of doing the script. I just kind of would rather, I'm kind of like just participant in it, because you can hear my voice asking questions, and I just think it's a niche film. But
yeah.
I have heard from a lot of the Lansdale fans that they felt like they were getting to sit with Lansdale and hear him tell his stories, and it felt very intimate, very close, and they liked that. So
excellent. Well, we met at a con, you and I. What is your fascination? What is your niche, your genre in terms of cons? I'm kind of thinking it might be a little horror related for some bizarre reason. I don't know why. What are you into?
Yeah.
Are you there? Did I lose you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you froze a little bit there, dear. Okay, so Hansi's network has just caught coronavirus, and that's probably why we have lost her. But if you can hear me, Hansi, just drop out of the room and come back in, and we'll probably get a better reconnection next time around. Can you hear me? Okay, if you can still hear me, Hansi, I'm going to drop you out, and I want you to come back in. That way we can get reconnected. In the meantime, Hansi has some beautiful photos of her. I really love this one. This is just so freaking cool. Of course, different hair color, different hairstyle. She cut her hair. Oh, did you pop in already, Hansi? Let me see. Let's see. No, she did not. Okay, so whoop, maybe I have to kick her from studio first. Let's try that. Okay. All right. And she has some great, obviously, Kevin Smith, and to get that up front and close with Kevin Smith, even from the background, you can tell this was not a professional photo session at any convention, but there she is with Kevin Smith. And of course, there's Michael Rooker. Everybody know Michael Rooker from Walking Dead, but if you notice his mohawk hairstyle there, obviously he was still in filming of Guardians of the Galaxy as Yondu, so that's her with Michael. And here is Hansi. Actually, she's hosting or paneling a panel or moderating a panel at a convention. Okay, you're back.
Yeah, and I might have. Did I figure out the audio? I played with the audio.
Yeah, what'd you do? So you sound a lot better.
Yeah, I went into the preferences and.
Excellent. Okay. Well, sometimes when my guests drop out like that, I have to ask them to leave and come back so the connection can reconnect. It's
sure.
And it's New York City, for God's sakes. I was just going through some photos here of you and certain celebrities who you were with. Here you are. Oh, obviously you're a vampire fan. Or what is that show he's on now?
Buffy the Vampire.
Are you?
Seal?
Seal. That's it. Right. Seal.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's an awesome one here. Go ahead, Hansi.
Yeah, I've been working on my cosplays for when the cons come back. I have about a half a dozen. I have a Hellboy, Femme Ash, and a whole bunch of them. American Mary.
Well, what is this?
Ash,
obviously,
you
did some pinups.
I did, yeah. And that's by Roy Varga, who is this great pinup photographer. That's back 2007.
Okay, that's a great shot. I like that. Yeah. Obviously, your hair is not as long as it is now. Long and luscious. And explain this to me.
Oh, that was in Nacogdoches. We screened at the Nacogdoches Film Festival with the Lansdale doc. First time I ever got asked for my autograph.
Oh, cool.
It was really cool.
Awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Okay, girl.
Really
let me ask you. We still got a few minutes left, so we're doing good so far. You got about 10 minutes left. We'll go over a little bit.
Horrible things you want to know about my life.
Well, no, you've actually told us a lot so far. You know, why you live in New York, and you have a husband, you have a son. I'm assuming it's a son that you mentioned, a child, but I'm assuming that's a son. You froze up on us again. That's probably your internet connection, but hopefully you can do it all over again. I think if you can hear me, Hansi. Well, actually, I have a trick for you to do if you can reconnect somehow. We'll get back with you on that. So let me kick you again. I'm going to tell you something. Okay. So anyway, Hansi Oppenheimer, like I said, she's an independent filmmaker from New York. She's my friend, and I wanted to showcase her tonight. Give her at least her 30 minutes of fame. We're not done with her because you can also always catch Hansi on her Facebook page. Just Google her name. Oppenheimer is spelled exactly like you think it's spelled. Alan Oppenheimer, who I think is a voice actor. You've heard him. He was also Steve Austin's doctor. Was he? Was Alan Oppenheimer Steve Austin's doc? No, he was not. Where was Alan Oppenheimer?
I don't know about Alan Oppenheimer, but there was a Jess Oppenheimer on I Love Lucy show.
Right. No, Alan Oppenheimer. Yeah, Alan Oppenheimer is a very known animated voice actor, but he was also in a couple other shows. And I wish if anybody's in chat room can remember Alan Oppenheimer's name, give me a heads up, and we'll get with that. All right. So what you need to do is stop moving so much. Okay. What your camera is trying to do is readjusting the focusing.
Okay.
And you're making it think hard. And it just kind of like, okay, enough of this. Screw it.
Okay.
And it freezes you up. So that's probably one of the things. The other thing is you probably have a computer with maybe low memory, not enough memory, or things of that nature. And then the third thing is probably your building's internet connection. If you're not hardwired in, if you're going straight off Wi-Fi, that'll be a problem because you're around a lot of concrete and steel. So that might be an issue too. But if you pop off, we got about another 5 minutes. If you pop off, just keep doing it as often as you can. And we'll still have you for the last 5 minutes. Okay, so here comes an interesting personal question. If there was any celebrity out there right now that you want to sleep with, who would it be? And I know you're not frozen. I know you're not frozen. Who would it be? I can give you a list of coming from me. I mean, not, guys, of course, but.
Paul Westerberg comes to the top of the list.
Who is Paul Westerberg?
Paul Westerberg, I think.
What do you mean you think?
Paul Westerberg is a brilliant genius. No, he is a genius singer-songwriter. He was the singer-songwriter for The Replacements.
Okay, well, since you mentioned him, I'm going to show the audience who the hell you're talking about, because I've never seen him before. Let's do this here.
They're from Minnesota.
I don't care where they're from. I just want to see what the dude's got that I don't have. So this is what you like, huh? So this is what you like. This guy right here.
Yep, that's the guy.
This is Paul Westerberg. So all I need to do is straighten out my hair, put on a pair of dark glasses. Don't wear a stupid Christmas sweater like he's wearing in this photo right here.
Oh, you should
see
the shit he wears. He wears the craziest shit.
Uh-oh. Can't go in that. It's telling me deceptive sight ahead, so I'll stop on that one. And Paul Westerberg. Yeah. Okay, so that's your answer. Of course, this isn't Paul Westerberg, but,
No, but Minnesota, music.
Yes, Minnesota born, so he probably knew Prince at some point in his career.
Oh, yeah. In fact, he did some album in Prince's studio. And a friend of his had passed away, and when he came back to the studio the next day, Prince had filled the studio with balloons for him.
Wow. That was awesome. Quick work. Quick work at that. Okay, so Paul Westerberg. All right, so that was my only personal question I'm going to ask you. I just needed to know what I was up against. But anyway, so that was basically Paul Westerberg. All right, one last question.
Sure.
I'll ask you here. What has been your greatest, most memorable accomplishment in your life?
Surviving. You have no idea what I've been through.
Well, that's interesting. I want to counter this though, because everyone is basically surviving out there today. I get that, but something deeply personal that you can actually tell us. If it's too personal, it's okay. You don't have to talk about it. But something you think you can share with everybody has been a gobsmack moment in your life.
Well, I think I'm in a really good place now because I finally have the network that can help me with my work. For years, I kept trying different routes, and it took me a long time to find the one that works. But like I have CPTSD, I have anxiety. I mean, I left home at 14. I was on the streets, living on the streets, sleeping on roofs for years. I hitchhiked cross country by myself. I mean, Debbie Rochon and I have talked a lot about our similar, but I survived.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Make fun of it.
Yeah, well, you're right, and it's great when you look back on it and find the humor in it, and even though it's tragic, but you're not in that situation now. Now we've gotten to meet you, we've gotten to know you, and I don't think that situation that you went through coming up is going to ever happen to you again. Yes, mainly because of all the support friends. I won't even say groups, support friends that you have out there. So.
Absolutely. No, I couldn't have done any of this without my friends.
Yeah, and even after that, I know how hard it is to reach out because I'm not capable of it. I'm not a pro of asking for help. So I understand that doing things on your own and actually accomplishing things that you had insisted on doing on your own has kind of bloomed into a fruitful experience, which is obviously now you're in a good place. You know me. You're in a better place. You know me more. And in the future, we would never, as friends and new friends you may gather from this broadcast, we're never going to let that happen to you again. So it's good that you can look back. You did your 2020, and now you're looking ahead, and you're producing great things right now. And I'm just so proud of you as a friend, girl. I really am. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
It's just been absolutely awesome. All right, now get the hell off my show. No, but no, but I love you. Can't wait to see you again. I don't know when and where that's going to happen. My God.
Well, cons are coming back. Maybe this summer.
Yeah, I think Dragon Con in Labor Day weekend in September is going to be my first convention for 21 that I'm going to return to, and looking forward to how that's going to be run. There are a lot of restrictions that are being lifted now. So being lifted this early out, it's very good for things that are happening further in the future. So, all righty, we're getting there. So look, where can we find more information on your Lansbury project?
It's you can find out any of the stuff I do or the merch or anything is on my website. It's squeeprojects.com. So it's SQUEE projects.com.
Yeah. I feel like I want to say speed. I feel like Spritle in Speed Race. Speed.
I know, but isn't it such a squee?
I can't get my voice up high like you girls do. That's about as high as I can get it. So, if I'm getting killed by a grizzly bear or something, I'm serious that I am screaming. And that's all you're going to get from me. So I love you, gal. I really love you.
Same
I
here.
am taking care of my friends as best as I know how. And I just want to say that thank you for being on the show. We'll have you back on again, especially if you have something majorly you want to promote. I hope you hello. I gotta get this on Mark's show. You know, I mean,
Yes.
screw ABC, CBS, NBC. You know, screw Washington Post. I gotta get this on Mark's show. You know, so just saying. But you, ladies and gentlemen, that this has been Hansi Oppenheimer. Boy, I wonder if I could say that fast three times. Hansi Oppenheimer. Hansi. Okay, there you go. That's the best I could do. 3 times.
You can just call me A-Bomb.
A-Bomb?
Thank you.
Okay.
Oppenheimer?
Bye, sweetheart. Thank you so
Good night, honey. Bye.
Thank you, baby. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, so that was Hansi. Look, I'm thinking Hansi system. But if you haven't seen Hansi and her work, please visit her on our Facebook page. Try to friend her. Go and just chat. Tell her where you know her, because I don't friend people without asking them, how do I know you? And, I saw you on Mark's show. Oh, okay, well. And then it's up to them or whether they still want to see you or not, or friend you or not. But thanks, Lorraine. You're on the schedule as well, by the way, but that was Hansi. All right, so we'll take one short break, and I will show you a clip from what is happening tomorrow morning that you guys have already seen in the beginning of the show, but people sometimes pop in the middle. This is another project that I have that I created that it's been maybe 2 years now since I've been doing this, so take a look. Yeah, okay, we're back. Once again, Mark knows everybody, and these everybody's that I know are my friends, my personal friends, my private friends, people that I have been with, spent time with, enjoy. I don't see as often, especially in the last year and a half, however long it's been. And this is a reconnection right now, and I just want to introduce to you very quality-oriented people that okay, thanks, Lorraine, for that visual. Okay, good thing I'm not on the schedule tonight. Good. But like I said, you'll meet Lorraine at some future show as well. But there are people early on in my life who, when I was being introduced to conventions and I was basically exploring the number of conventions around the country, I was literally flying to conventions and got involved with conventions on a managerial level. There are people out there who help me to be a part of their own projects. And I want to bring up to you the gentleman that I met. And Jim, you're going to have to remember the year. I'm sure you know. But Jim has absolutely been a treasure to me in growing up. His whole family, wife and daughter. But he is someone who is heavy into Trek. He is someone who actually gets dressed up. Okay, he's a cosplayer in Trek. He was doing this long before any of us even knew the word cosplay. At that time, we were just saying the word masquerade. Okay, you're out masquerading. We did not have cosplay as a term, as a general term as it is today. Even the mundanes, as we called them, people who weren't into nerds like us or anything nerd related like us, we call them mundanes because they like to look and point, sometimes laugh. We were still saying masquerade. And I want to bring up this guy. His name is Jim Yeager. Why he calls himself Uncle Jim, I have no idea. Okay, live long and prosper. You held up.
I'm not coming on.
You're not coming on?
That? I'm not going to look on this.
Well, you don't have to look. Just come over and say hello. No.
Yeah, tell her to shut up too. Because I know she can't hear that. That's why I said it.
I'm trying to get her to come on, but she won't do it.
Okay, well, tell her we can hear.
I'm too old lady-ish.
Tell her we can hear.
Not
We can hear.
sexy anymore.
Tell her
Mark
we can hear
you.
every word.
Just come over and say hello. No?
Yeah.
Okay. She won't do it.
She won't do it. That's okay.
No.
We'll just put this picture up. That'll teach her.
There you go.
We couldn't get his wife to come on camera, but there she is right now.
Karen, look at this picture that Mark just put up of you.
Yeah.
This is a great picture of you in a bikini. Check it out.
No, it's not a bikini.
Yeah, it is. Check it out.
Oh, yes.
Well,
yeah. Sure.
Oh, there you are.
Hello, Mark.
Oh, you're naked. Put some clothes on, woman. There's Jim's wife and
remember that one?
Lovely
Yeah,
daughter.
that was
a young one.
I know.
Were you at Universal on this one? Oh,
yeah. That was actually. Oh, there's Freddy Krueger. Remember we met Freddy Krueger?
Yes,
where was this from?
That was Empire State Comic Con, the last one they had. What, 2 years ago? When did we meet Robert Englund? 2 years ago?
Oh my gosh.
3 years ago.
That was at the Saratoga. That was.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Empire?
Yeah.
That was
3 years.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's Karen, Jamie, and myself with Robert Englund.
Yeah.
Awesome
that was great.
sauce.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
He was a great guy. Never got to have him at a convention though.
Well, we
that's too bad.
On Sunday, we had to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Now tell her to go away so I can interview you.
So if you don't want
outside.
to join us, do you want to join us? No.
She doesn't have to.
No.
She can pop in.
You're just gonna sit across the table and spy on me and make comments so no one can see you. Okay. Yeah. I see how you are.
Puppy wants to go for a walk. The puppy wants to walk.
Okay.
Go for a walk. Or to
Take
be
the dog
quiet.
for a walk. Okay, Karen. Thank you.
There you go.
Okay. She's gonna reach to the screen and slap you.
Hey,
sorry, we're trying to hold an interview with you, not her. So yeah. Okay. Multiple reasons of why I'm not married there, Jim. Just let you know.
So to answer your first question, Susanna
I forgot
Hoff,
it already.
Susanna Hoffs from the Bengals, the one with the eyes. Absolutely. Her eyes, man.
Okay,
walk
I'll
like an Egyptian when the camera zooms in on her eyes. Oh, every time I see that, I'm like, oh my
Okay, Jim,
God.
focus, Jim. Focus. Now, do me a favor. Give me a bio about yourself so our audience will know exactly who you are in relation to me.
Well, a long time ago in a galaxy
here we
far, far away, I was interested in Star Trek, and my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, we were just traveling up and down the coast, going to conventions. We lived in upstate New York, and we'd go to Syracuse, Buffalo, Maryland, and we went down to a convention. I think it was called October Trek or Oktoberfest, maybe.
It was October Trek.
October Trek, and we saw this guy that everybody was calling Chicken Legs. And so I got to get to know that guy. And geez, that was when was that? 1988, 1989.
That's scary, isn't it?
Long time ago in the galaxy, far, far away.
I already said that. Okay. It was a long time ago, but at any rate, so that's when I first met you. But then we became more involved in New York City. It was the Park Plaza Hotel, I believe it was 1989 again.
Oh,
and
God,
you were running the Michael Dorn Appreciation Organization at the time.
Yeah.
And I think Michael.
And Mark was a young, sexy stud.
Yeah, Mark. Karen said you were young and sexy back then.
Okay.
As opposed to being old and sexy now.
Yes. Just old.
And, anyways, so I came over and I was dressed up as a Klingon, of course, as you said.
Of course, yes.
And hung out with you at the Michael Dorn Appreciation Organization table, struck up a conversation and decided I wanted to do a Star Trek convention. And
you hadn't done the Star Trek convention yet. So I didn't meet you first up in New York. I met you in Maryland.
Yes. In fact,
wow.
In fact, I believe Denise Crosby was there, and you were in a giant pair of pink underwear.
It was that. It was red. Thank you very much. You'll never see me in pink. It was red. Okay, get your colors right. Good God, man. So yes, it was red. I remember.
Yeah.
It was when Denise Crosby and I were in the same leg of that pair of boxers. belonging to the actor from what show was he from, Jim?
Doctor
Who?
Beauty and the
No.
Beast.
Really? Okay. All
Was
right. I'll
it?
take your word for it. I can't remember. Yeah, I remember. There's pictures galore. Oh my God.
That's when
there's pictures
and
galore.
then later that year, to promote our convention, we went on C-Trek, and you were there as well.
Yes.
And
yes.
Robin Curtis and Eric Menyuk did the whack off with pieces of French bread between their legs.
Oh my God! Yes.
So we were there for that. And
can you get?
after that, I decided, I talked to Karen and I said, you know what? Mark has to MC our first convention. Has to be Mark.
I don't know what made you do that, but
I did. I said, Mark, I'm doing my first show and I want you to be the MC. And of course, you graciously accepted.
Yeah, I wanted money. You said no, so I did it anyway.
And you did it anyway.
I did it anyway.
Yeah. And Marina Sirtis and Mark Leonard were our guests. And
check this out. Speaking of, that's the shot. That's where we met.
That's the pink underwear.
Yeah, it's red. What's wrong with you? Yeah. That's Denise Crosby and I. And I remember she said to me, because we went and put those on backstage, and it was just to cover myself. It was for an auction, and we wanted to get more money for those pair of shorts that was owned by some of the one celebrity there. And I guess they polled the audience. Well, how can we get more money? And they said, well, we want to see Mark Lee put those on. So I put them on, and Denise runs up on stage and says, can we get more money if I got in them with him? And I went, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I was shy back then. And we went backstage. We got in these shorts, and she says, Mark, make sure you don't walk too fast out there because I'm wearing a thong and I don't want everybody to see. I remember pulling open the back of those shorts, and lo and behold, yeah, she was wearing a thong. And then we went out on stage. So that's the end of that story, and I'm living with it.
And didn't Denise put a lipstick kiss on those as well?
I think she did. I have no idea who won the auction, who won the bid on that. But yeah, so thanks for those memories, Jim, that I really we've been trying to forget. So what have you been doing since your convention days? I'm hopping ahead here because I want to get back on your past in a minute. But what have you been doing since your convention days? Because I like people to know where you are right now.
Well, I'm really big into Star Trek because I really agree with the IDIC, the infinite diversity and infinite combinations, and what Star Trek stands for. And I think the world needs that today. Absolutely.
Agreed.
We need to accept people for who they are and what they are, how they look, their sexual orientation, their religious, everything. It doesn't matter if you're green or purple, have 3 arms, 2 legs, doesn't matter.
You've been peeking in my bedroom again, but okay, yeah.
I have, yes.
Yeah.
And that's what Star Trek means to me, and I like to spread that to people. And that's why I dress up as a Klingon. I go to conventions, and if you're really nice, I'll let you touch my batleth. And people love to touch my batleth.
Sharp wit there, my friend. Well, but let me ask you then, and I'm still talking about the current, okay? You have a podcast that you do, and I want you to tell the viewers the name of that podcast and what has just happened recently, as of within the day or two.
Yeah, I'm going to drop that news right here. Your viewers, your listeners are going to be are hearing this before my listeners are hearing it, because it literally just happened this afternoon that the confirmation came through. I kind of knew. I thought it was going to happen, and it looked like it was going to. I talked to my co-hosts about it off air, but we didn't want to say anything until it was finalized, which it just was. But anyways, before I go to that, I was doing Star Trek conventions to bring Star Trek to people, but then conventions got so out of hand. They got so expensive. Mm-hmm. It wasn't feasible anymore. So I got married, had a family, drifted away a little. There. See that? Is that not a nice? Would you touch that batleth, Mark?
Oh, you want me to look at you? Okay, yeah, okay, I look at you now. Yeah. I love your daughter. I just love your daughter. She's so cute. She's so cute. But would I touch that batleth? No, because coronavirus, your germs are on it. No, I'm not touching it yet. No,
yeah. So way back in 2015, a friend of mine, Ken, was doing a podcast, and I'd never heard a podcast before, and he asked me to come on and talk about Star Trek. Big mistake, because ever since then, I've been doing it. I do a podcast every Thursday, and I've been doing it since 2015. We just did a 350th show yesterday.
And what's the name of the podcast?
And you can see right here in the corner, up there, right here, over here, no, right there.
Where am I looking at?
Right there,
Nope.
it says Uncle Jim. Well, that's my on-air personality. Everybody calls me Uncle Jim.
But that's not the podcast, though, buddy.
That's on the podcast.
That's not the name of the podcast, buddy.
No, that's not the name of the podcast.
That's what I'm looking for.
The podcast is Trek Talking, and you can find us on Facebook, Trek Talking and Beyond. And one of the things that just happened to us today is Star Trek 55-year mission in Las Vegas reached out to us and said, we'd like you to be at our convention as our official podcast. And I was like, whoa, that's wow. So I had some questions and some things that had to be worked out, which I presented to them, and they agreed to everything. And so now we need your help, guys. We really do. I'm up here in Vermont, and Leslie Hoffman is my co-host, one of my co-hosts, along with Charles and Eric. Charles is out in Vegas. Eric is out in Portland. Actually, Charles was just talking to Mark a little bit ago, and we need your help.
Oh, that's Charles. Yeah,
we need to fly from Albany, New York, out to Las Vegas and back for the three of us, and we're going to need to stay at the hotel for the weekend. So we have a fundraiser up on my Facebook page. Actually, it's in a lot of different places, but you can find it on my Facebook page, Jim Yeager. It's also on our Trek Talking page. You know what? A little bit from a lot of people will make this happen. You know, all it takes is $1 and a dream. I have the dream. You have the dollar. So please help us out.
What is your target money?
We're looking at $1,400 for airfare and hotel expenses. And
excellent.
We're up to 90 right now. And actually, our biggest donation came from one person, which was pretty awesome. It happened to be our first donation.
Who was that idiot?
That moron, I'm telling you, some people, they just don't know how to spend their money.
There goes my six-pack.
There it goes, right? But
I had the pleasure of doing that for you. I had the pleasure of doing it. I wish I could have did more.
It got us started, and that's the important thing. So we could really use your help. And I think the thing that makes our podcast unique, though, is that we're Blog Talk Radio. So it's more than just a podcast. We have a phone line, and we're live every Thursday. And next Thursday, we're talking about Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. And listeners can call in and then go, Gone! And they can call in live and talk to us and be part of the podcast. So if my dog barks or Karen walks in or whatever, you're going to hear it because there's no editing. It's completely live.
That's completely live.
It's totally live, like this is right now.
Exactly.
Every Thursday night. And you can find us on iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Amazon, Spotify, FM. We're on tons and tons and tons of podcast platforms. So check us out.
Well, that's incredible. And that's 7:30, right?
7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What is that? 4:30 where Charles is at. And it's a lot of fun. You know, we talk about, there's Charles. Hey, Charles, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, and then we're going to be talking, and we also do a podcast just to let everybody know. We cover Star Trek, but we also do Star Trek comic books. So once a month, we do a podcast called Comic Corner, where we talk about the latest Star Trek comic books. And we also do one called Book Nook. Once a month, we talk about whatever the latest Star Trek book is. This month, we're going to talk about Dark Veil by Una McCormick. And we also have one called The War Room, where we talk about Star Trek gaming. And on Sundays, when I'm not up here at camp, I do Stunt Treks with Leslie Hoffman. And Leslie shares some of her behind-the-scenes stories from when she worked on Voyager and Deep Space Nine. And, of course, she was in Nightmare on Elm Street. She was the hall monitor in the original Nightmare on Elm Street. So we have fun talking on Sundays. And you guys can check out Leslie Hoffman on Facebook at the Leslie Hoffman Appreciation Organization. You can just bop in there and say hello. Leslie loves to hear from the fans.
Excellent.
So
go ahead.
I'm not doing Star Trek conventions anymore, but I'm still trying to get the word out, and I'm still trying to stay involved and get people interested in what Star Trek has to offer.
Well, you may not be doing Star Trek conventions anymore, but you are going to do a Star Trek convention again. And
yes,
of course, that's the Vegas one.
I'm excited. I'm really excited about it because I've never met Charles. I've been talking to him on the radio for 5 years. Never met him. Never met Eric. A lot of people that I talk to on a regular basis in the podcast, I wouldn't know them if they walked up to me on the street. And a lot of them are going to be at the 55-year mission. So I'm really looking forward to meeting these people in person. It's different to talk on the radio, but to meet them in person, I'm really excited about it. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Well, I have to give you a personal accolade. Let me get this off the screen right now. Jim was the one that supplied the ticket for me to get into the screening of Star Trek Discovery. I flew out to LA for that, and because I was flying out to LA, I got to attend Patrick Stewart's handprint at well, they don't call it Man's Chinese Theater again, but you know what I'm talking about. And that was a side trip that I really appreciated. But the fact that he had a ticket for me to attend the debut of Picard. I said Star Trek Discovery, and it was actually Picard. First 2 episodes, I think we watched, first 2 or 3 or whatever. And I want to thank you for extending that. I was able to grab a flight real quick and to fly out there, but I didn't have a ticket to attend that premiere. So that was pretty cool. Got to see a lot of old friends, a lot of old Trek friends that I've known from years back. And of course, at his signing, kind of hung out with Brent and Marina and Gates during that time. And that was very fantastic. I was the only fan that was invited to that ceremony, so I was really honored for that. So yes, Charles, it was the first. Wait a minute, Charles, did I meet you there? I think that's where I met Charles. Charles went, right, Jim? Did
you met
Charles a ticket?
You met everybody, but I've never met them.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. I met these guys. Well, I know everybody, Jim. That's what the damn show's called. Come on, buddy.
That's true. Mark knows everybody.
Well, sure, and you don't know Charles. Oh man, I got one up on you. That's pretty damn cool. But that's it. Okay, so let me ask you something about your Star Trek career. And then I got a personal question to ask you. Okay, so in terms of your career in Star Trek and what you've been dealing with the conventions and now the podcast and things like that, what do you find or what do you remember as probably being your most enjoyable moment? Okay, your most enjoyable moment in the Star Trek experience, shall I say?
Well, that would be CleanCon 91.
Wow.
You were there. You remember that.
Yes, of course. I was there. Yeah.
And that was just a magical year because that was the Star Trek 6. It was the 25th anniversary of Star Trek. Our convention, just coincidentally, the dates of our convention happened to be the 25th anniversary, the day, which it was just a miracle that happened. And our local Fox station, I don't know if you remember this, but I remember it vividly. Mark Leonard was there, and our local Fox station gave us a copy of the Star Trek 6 trailer, and we showed it at midnight in the ballroom before anybody else got to see it. And Mark Leonard was there to watch it with us.
That was magical. That was historic.
Man, we had 600 fans screaming. We watched it 2 or 3 times. Mark Leonard got up and talked a little bit about it and told us he didn't have a very big part in the movie, but he was there to share that moment with us. And that was just something that I'll always remember.
Oh, man,
that was so much fun. And after that, I don't know if you remember this, if you stuck around, but our local Fox station also provided us with the Best of Both Worlds Part 2. And we got to show that on the big screen.
I did, because I saw Part 1 the year before at a convention here in Florida where I'm currently living, and we were at a convention. We saw Best of Both Worlds Part 1 at a convention with a lot of Klingons around us, and I think we watched it in the bar, and the bar was just full of people. I remember screaming at the end. Everybody just started screaming at the end, and here I was at your convention the following year to see Part 2. Oh my God, I forgot all about that stuff. Wow. Yep. Because I knew you, Jim. Because I knew you.
one of my favorite moments to come out of that convention is my wife and I, well, Karen wasn't my wife at the time, but Karen and I went to the airport to pick up Mark Leonard, brought him back to the hotel, and I had a whole bunch of Star Trek 6 posters and things that we had gotten to give out to fans, and he was really, really into it. We brought him up to his room, and we sat down, and we talked for about 5 minutes, and he was the most charming, warm individual I ever met. He was just an incredible human being, and I can't say enough good things about him. But the one thing he did do, he says to me, you seem nervous. I said, yeah, this is my first convention, and I hope, it goes well and people show up. And he reached across the table and he mind melded me. And he said, everything will be fine. And he Vulcan mind melded me. And wow. That's all it took. It was just me and Karen and Mark Leonard, and he mind melded me, and I was like, wow, there you go. It's got to be good now.
That is incredible. Yes, your times with Mark Leonard are precious, and I think everything you did in the early days of conventions, when people were having conventions in hotels, there were no such thing as the big convention centers and the big mega corporations who decided to take advantage of this thing called conventions. You were there in the beginning. You were one of the early day creators, and it was just a pleasure to meet people like you and how it all started in the beginning. We have a lot of people out there who just getting to know what this thing is all about, called conventions, and because of the Avengers and anything Marvel related. I was actually trying to see if there was a video around for Kling Con.
What's sad about it is that a lot of people will never know what conventions used to be like.
Oh my God, yes.
And they were Star Trek. They weren't Iron Man. We didn't have cosplayers. It was just
Star Trek. They would squeeze in a Farscape. They may squeeze in a Babylon 5 guest, but it was traditionally Trek. Trek was the main focus of the convention.
Yeah, it was just Star Trek and Star Trek dealers room, Star Trek costume contest. We had a Star Trek dinner with the stars.
Yes.
We also has this is how old I am, and a lot of people are going to say what, but we actually had a Star Trek video room, because back in those days, you didn't have all these streaming services where it was at your fingertips. So we actually had a video room that was manned 24 hours a day with a schedule of what episode or what movie was going to be on at what time. Yes. And you could go down in the video room and watch a particular episode.
I could be up there till 2-3 o'clock in the morning, watching old Trek episodes.
Yeah, because they weren't available like they are now. So it was a different time back then.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was the way to go. It was the way to be. I'm sorry, but serious Star Trek fans, like you said in the beginning, where you practice IDIC, and you could sit in a hallway on someone's floor, outside their room, and have a bottle of wine and still continue the conversation. They may have kicked us out of the bar, but we all went up into the hallways and sat on the floors. This is when conventions were in hotels, where they didn't have to shut the convention center down at 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock. And what? Grab one. She wants you to grab one.
Yeah, it's my dog here. And I want to tell you another story, but not about that convention.
Okay.
In 1993 or 92, 93. I'm not sure which year it was. I think it was 92. We had Michael Dorn, and you helped me make that happen. And we ended up having Will Wheaton. And,
sure.
Will Wheaton, he gets a lot of flack from people, and it's completely, in my opinion, unwarranted. Will Wheaton was the greatest person I ever had the pleasure of working with at a Star Trek convention, because there was another company whose name I'm not going to mention here for various reasons. I really can't.
Oh, wait a minute now. You have to. You're doing allegiance to them soon. So go ahead.
I know. I can't. I have to be careful what I say. But
yeah.
This company was stealing all of my guests away from me and just being nasty. And so, at any rate, I'm sitting at home and my telephone rings. And Karen answered. Remember this?
No, Karen, anchovies, please. That's what I think of.
Karen answers the phone, and she hands me the phone, and she says, "It's Will Wheaton." I said, "What?" She says, "It's Will Wheaton." I said, "Will Wheaton from Star Trek?" She says, "Yeah." So I pick up the phone, and I'm talking to Will Wheaton, and Will Wheaton says to me, "I hear you're running a Star Trek convention." And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "And you're having trouble getting guests?" I said, "Yeah, I really am." And he says, "I want to stick it to the man. I'll do it." And I said, "What?" And no agents, no Screen Actors Guild, just me talking to Will on the phone. And apparently he got my number from Michael Dorn. And he says to me, "Well, the only catch is that my brother has to come with me." I said, "No problem, dude. It's a deal." Yep. And Will Wheaton shows up at my convention. We went to pick him up at the airport. And when he got off the plane, he had on this leather jacket with 666 on the sleeves. He had greasy hair hanging down over his face. He looked like, I don't know, some punk rocker or something. And we're standing there waiting for him, and we didn't see him get off the plane. And this other kid walks up to us, and he says, "Are you waiting for Will Wheaton?" He said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, I'm his brother. He'll be right out." He walks out of the bathroom, and our faces hit the floor. And he comes over and he shakes my hand and introduces himself. And he says, "Don't worry about this." He says, "For the convention tomorrow," he says, I'll be Wesley'd up." And he was. He went to all the room parties. He sat in the lobby all night talking to fans. He came to the costume party. He came to the dance party. He was the greatest guest I've ever had at a convention. He was absolutely top-notch, classy, and awesome. That's my Will Wheaton story.
That is awesome. 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 And this is one of the reasons why, excuse me, not supposed to cough during a broadcast. One of the reasons why I had you on, buddy, because I'm bringing my friends basically to show you off. You know, I want to go nanny boo boo to a lot of people who don't have people like you. So, don't friend too many people because of this show. Okay. They're only doing it because they just want to be cool like me. So sorry, you can't have them, folks. You can't have them. So
I don't think anybody can be cool like you, Mark.
Yeah, they can. You can pull those earplugs out because then Karen can hear me if you did that. Pull them out and see what happens. No, not out of your ear, out of the laptop, you knucklehead.
You mean you want Karen to hear what you're about to say?
Pull it out. Yeah, pull it out.
All right.
Okay.
It's out.
Karen, we can hear every freaking thing that you're doing, woman.
Mark is talking. Well, come over and say hello to Mark.
Did she hear it?
Say hello.
Yes, I am. What?
You are the noisiest person I've ever known.
Hey, I got
noisy. Yes, you
bigger
do.
Than yours, Mark.
No way. No way. But look, it's good to see you nonetheless, Karen. I'm glad you're taking care of this man. You need to stop. Hey, Karen, no offense, sweetheart, but you need to stop cooking. Okay, stop. Okay, just don't. I'm not saying that I notice anything, but just stop cooking. Okay, because I think if that guy turned sideways, he'd probably look like Alfred Hitchcock.
It's a small camper.
It's not small.
No, it looks. I've seen it. You guys have taken enough pictures that I've seen on your Facebook page, and it's a great camper. You guys go to a great site every year. I'm so freaking jealous. You guys sitting out there in the wilderness. Hell, if we sat out in our wilderness here, something would carry us away. Either it's a bear, or it'll be a gator, it'll be a stupid little armadillo. Some hawk will fly off and take half my head away. You know, so I'm glad you guys go to this thing, and you go every weekend, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And you work during the week, and I guess Fridays how far are you from this campsite?
An hour and a half.
Yeah, about an hour and a half.
90 miles.
That's worth it. That's a short distance for spending a weekend somewhere. That's fantastic. No hotel fees. Oh, I'm so jealous. So jealous. Yeah. Where's Jamie? Where's the daughter?
Well, Jamie's actually at home working. Usually she comes with us, but she had to work this weekend.
Got it. But you'll have her for other weekends and things like that. But that's fantastic.
Otherwise she'd be up here and she could say hello to you. She's never met. Last time you saw Jamie, she was in Karen's belly.
No.
Yeah. We were down at the New York City convention and Karen was, 6 months pregnant?
No, I was 7 months.
7 months pregnant.
Wow.
And we were down in New York City. I'm going to put these back in here.
Okay.
No.
You want to? Okay. Yeah.
I'm coming.
See, Karen's going to join me now. See that? See, you got her.
I'm the Flash.
This is your fault, Mark.
Okay, well, then here comes the personal question. Since she's standing right next to you, I was about to say sitting next to you, but I forgot she's short. Since she's standing right next to you now, I can ask. All right, so I want you to think long, hard, and serious about this question, okay? If you had not met Karen, do you think you would be a super uber Star Trek fan like you are?
Wow.
He probably would have been, yes.
Yeah,
you would.
Well, you know what? I probably would, but I have to preface that by saying that this woman here, Karen, I wouldn't be half the man I am if Karen wasn't as awesome as she is.
Guru.
She puts up with the podcasts every weekend or every Thursday. She puts up with my podcasts. And,
so was she a Star Trek fan when you met her?
Karen, why don't you answer that?
No. Nope.
No.
Okay, so you're right. You had to put up with this.
I like the Next Generation and grew from there, and now I really like Picard.
She loves Picard.
Yeah.
Because the Next Generation. I like the Next Generation.
So you had to put up with his geekiness, his nerddom.
Yes, and she still does today.
Yeah.
Obviously, otherwise she wouldn't have met.
We had you and Carl Stryken at the wedding.
Yeah.
That says it all, right?
Yeah, you and Carl Stryken were at our wedding. So there you go. There's the wedding picture.
Carl Stryken, the man. Yeah, he was. We became good friends after that. When he came to.
When we had him, we got married at the hotel on that Friday before the convention because we rented the entire hotel. Every room in the entire hotel we booked everything.
Out. Yes, yes.
The hotel said we could have the ballroom on Friday night for free, but we didn't have anything scheduled. So I said to Karen, well, why don't we get married Friday night? And so we had our wedding on Friday night before the convention, and Carl Stryken was there. And there's the picture. And Carl Stryken said, oh, I'll come down to your wedding. And I said, no, you don't have to. Yeah. And he says, well, I have nothing else to do. I may as well. And when he walked into the wedding, the band played the Star Trek theme song. And Mark took the microphone and did his MC thing. Introduced Carl a little bit, and there was a piano there. And a lot of people don't know this, but Carl plays the piano.
Yes, he does. I forgot about that. I forgot.
Yes, he played the piano a little bit for our guests at the wedding. And then he blended into the crowd, and all my family had a great time talking to him and meeting him because none of them are
Was that before or after we did the chicken dance?
Well, Mark had already done the chicken dance.
I don't even remember. You have video of that. You're going to have to give me a copy of it so I can just remind myself
of that. But
just so I can remind myself of what kind of idiot I was during that time.
Yeah, you were going around telling everybody they're going to go to Disney after the wedding. I think that was.
And look what happens.
And here we are.
Yeah, I end up moving down to
Disney. We did Universal, 2011.
We did Universal, but they did Disney.
Or the Universal was this one, right?
Yeah. That was actually.
Yep. Unbelievable. That is fantastic.
It's been long, Mark. I've known you for better part of 30 years, I want to say.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, you're one of my oldest friends. You are, in fact, one of my oldest friends.
Yeah. Long time.
That's C-Trek.
We pretty
Man,
much
just
followed you from convention to convention. Every convention you went to, we were pretty much there.
Yeah.
it was great having you there, though. But because we had when you had conventions and you rehook up with friends that you met, you only see them once a year or once a con. Say that, and it's great when you do see them again because you get to just connect. You just gel with people that you've met in the past, and you're just so comfortable. You're probably more comfortable with people you meet at cons than people you meet at your own job. So
people got to remember, we didn't have streaming, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have Facebook.
None of this stuff.
None of this existed. So
right,
we only got to see each other at conventions, or if we called on the phone.
That was called our convention family.
Yeah, our convention family.
When I was running Michael Dorn's fan club, it was cut and paste and the Xerox machine. To put together the newsletters and the booklets and stuff like that. It's like, oh my God. Nowadays, I could probably knock one out in a half hour to an hour, and and print it out at the office. But yeah, it's great. Well, look, I'm going to go ahead and end this with us. I got to get ready for my 9:00 show tomorrow, which I'll show those previews again. Go ahead, please.
I want to make one more quick point, and then I'll stop talking. You got me talking about Star Trek in the past, and I could do this all night.
Not a problem.
I did want to mention that back in the day, MTV stood for music television. They actually played music videos.
Yes, they
did. We actually had video stores. You had to go and rent a video cassette back in the day.
Poor Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. We also had to pop quarters into arcade games to play Pac-Man.
Oh my God! I needed a freaking $5 worth of quarters and to have a good Saturday afternoon at the mall.
Yep, those were the days. And Star Trek was on television, and you hear a lot of people today complaining that they want Star Trek to be free again, but Star Trek was never really free. Even Next Generation was on cable TV, or it was on Fox, and you had to have an antenna with tinfoil wrapped around it, and someone sitting in this corner.
Move to the right.
Exactly. So unless you paid for cable, so indirectly you were paying for Star Trek. Today we're so fortunate that we have Paramount Plus at our fingertips, and we can watch Discovery and Picard and Lower Decks, Strange New Worlds, Prodigy. At our fingertips, on our phone, on our laptop, on our iPad.
You said Prodigy, I'm cracking up.
Anytime we want to watch it. And the point I'm trying to make is in the TNG episode, The Neutral Zone, Data,
oh my God, yes. Okay.
Data says to the rock star guy there, I can't remember his name.
Oh, oh my God, you have me forgetting.
Yeah, the rock star dude that wanted to get some pit wolfing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't either, but go ahead.
He says, "Can we get the Late Show on this boob tube here?" And Data doesn't know what he's talking about. And he says to the guy, "If you're referring to television, that form of entertainment ceased to exist in 2040."
Oh no! What?
And yes. So Gene Roddenberry predicted that in 2040. Broadcast television would not exist anymore. It would be gone.
Oh my goodness!
And I just wanted to point that out. Yeah, because a lot of people stream. I stream everything. I canceled my cable. I don't have cable anymore.
Sure,
a lot of people have. And so I'm just wondering how close to 2040 Gene Roddenberry's prediction is going to come. Just something for your listeners to think about.
I mean, that's scary, to be honest with you, because we don't want predictions like that to come true. As much as we appreciate Gene, we don't want those kind of predictions to come true. So, 2040, huh? That's it. 9 years and we're done. Actually, I'm sorry, that'd be 19 years and we're done. So, wow, that's unbelievable.
Thank you so much for having me and talking Karen into coming. I can't even get Karen to come on Trek Talking with me. But she came on to talk to you.
How dare she? I mean, who does she think she is? Wow. She came on. You're supposed to honor and love your husband, and instead she fools around with me.
Exactly. But I had a great time talking with you, Mark, and I really appreciate you having me on the show and taking some time out of your busy schedule to Trek Talk with me. And please, guys,
I brought this all on myself, though.
We could really use your help getting Trek Talking to the Star Trek 55th year mission in Las Vegas. I really would like to meet all these people that we talked to and bring Trek Talking to another level. And we really can't do it without your help. So
yeah, guys, go to Jim Yeager's Facebook page. That's where he's having his fundraiser there. Jim Yeager, Yager, and give him a little bit of help, even if it's $1. You know, it all adds up in the end.
Yeah, if 100,000 people give $1, well, you know, if 1,400 people give $1, we're golden, and we would really appreciate it. And I'd have Mark to thank for that. So that would all be because of Mark.
Well, I don't think you'll ever see me at that convention, but if I could come, I would, just to support you. But I'm glad that, you know, at least you're gonna, because of your success, you've been asked by very occasionally smart people that we need to have you out there, and it looks like you're going to be out there. So that's just a fantastic thing.
You know, when I got the invitation, I really had to think hard about it and talk it over with Karen. And I had a hard time talking Leslie into going there because of their history. But you know what? That was 30 years ago.
It was. And not only that, you're going to be in a niche somewhere else interacting with the fans, and it's not going to be anything personal or needs to be personal between you and them, if you get my drift.
Yes. And so I'm going to set that aside, and you guys can come and touch my batleth and say hello.
I ain't touching it. You can't pay me to touch your batleth. I've seen your batleth. It ain't all that great, believe me. So there.
Well, thank you very much for having me on, Mark, and thank you to all your viewers and all your listeners, and for hanging out with us. And thanks to Charles. I know Charles is there because I see his post coming up here in the there he is. There's Charles.
Yeah.
Charles is one of my co-hosts on Trek Talking, and you can meet Charles at the Star Trek 55th year anniversary mission. He'll be there with me, and we're going to be broadcasting live from the convention.
And I will be listening in. I you know, whatever day it is, I'll pick one of your days because you're there for the 4 days that the show is running, right?
Yep, we'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're flying out on Sunday, so I don't know how long we'll be there on Sunday, but we'll be there for
that day anyway. So yeah, that'd be good. Well, you were fantastic. You were a fantastic guest on my show. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and boot you now, so I can go ahead and talk about my next shows. Ladies and gentlemen, remember Jim Yeager, podcaster from Trek Talking. Check him out on his Facebook page and on Trek Talking's Facebook page. Just seek him out and get a lot of information, especially if you're a diehard Trek fan. You should be a part of this. It's a part of your life, so do that. Jim, buddy boy, good talking to you.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Have a great night. We're going to go sit by the campfire, have some s'mores.
Some s'mores? Yeah, have more of the s'mores. More s'mores. S'mores. See you, buddy. Bye-bye. Hey, that was great. That was Jim Yeager. Hey, guys, my next show is actually tomorrow, and I got the wrong screen up, be honest with you. Let's see if I can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do two? No. Oops. I see. I stopped that screen. Stand by, guys. I'm going to show you this. Our next guest is tomorrow afternoon. I hope you guys tune in on this. And this is a gentleman that I just met, and I hope that's the right one. Yep, there it is. His name is ZR, and he is going to be joining me tomorrow. He's got some very, very interesting stories that you guys need to check out. And he is opening up a dinner show. He does a lot of a lot of classic songs. And he's opening up a dinner show at a place called Desertland, which you need to see this place. It's got a lot of antique cars in it, whatever. But we're going to talk to him at 12 noon tomorrow. It's giving me time after my Saturday morning cartoon show to do that. But I also, on Wednesday, can I do that? Can I do that? Can't do that. Okay, let's drop this. This is a learning process when I do these things. And then my Wednesday show, I got two guys here that I think you, excuse me while I hunt around screens here, that I think you guys will enjoy. Man, this mouse is kind of like not wanting to go where I want it to go. So that's a little upsetting. Let's see. There you go. my two buddies here, Thomas and Dennis. This is going to be another very interesting interview, so I hope you guys join me for that. And we'll get to talk to these guys. Thomas is an actor. Dennis is an incredible chef. We got a lot of things that we're going to talk about. Brady, thank you so much, Brady, for your compliment there. Appreciate that. And this has been episode 3. Wow. Episode 3, guys, of a show I just started last week. And or I started this on the 7th, I think. That's not last week, is it? No, it is last week. That was on the 7th. So everyone that joined me this evening, thank you for hanging out. I know it's your Friday night. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of entertainment to meet my friends. So we're going to do these ads here, and then I'm going to chow out and see you first thing in the morning. 9 a.m. at Saturday Morning Cartoons. It's my turn to host, and I'm going to be talking about Saturday morning women. Saturday morning women. I'm all ready for that. So thank you, guys. Good night. See you.
I'm GW Pomacher.
I'm Dina Marie.
I'm Sage Ia.
I'm Thomas Carter Rochester.
Hey, I'm David Thompson.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Mia.
Hi, I'm Mark.
Hey there, this is Dave Adams.
Hi, I'm Rosemary Rose.
Jerome Conner here.
Hey guys, it's Josh Bauer. It's Willow Schuyler.
I'm Cosplay Michael.
I'm Oliver.
It's your boy Country.
I'm Ryan Permison.
And I'd like to ask you guys,
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please
Subscribe.
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 Please subscribe to HWWS Web TV.
Great bunch of people.
And don't forget to smash the bell.
Ring that bell.
Smash that bell.
Hit that bell.
Hit the bell to be notified.
Hit the bell to get notified of new shows
And videos.
You're going to want to do that, so do that soon. So we can cross that 20,000 mark.
And get us to 100,000 subscribers.
To 1 million, and 10 million, and 100 million.
On HWWS
Web TV.
You really like it. I guarantee it.
Thank you.